Just 2.5 hours from famous and busy Prague lays Brno. For those of you who love the vibes of Prague but could do without the tourists and high prices, this city might actually surprise you. Are you ready? Let's explore. Brno is the second largest city in Czech Republic. It was founded around 1000 years ago and history still shows today. Just walk the streets and you will be pleasantly surprised around many corners. In Prague you work and in Brno you live. It's cheaper, chiller, and it has a rich cultural life. With around 1/3 of the population being students, you can imagine there is a liveliness after sundown as well. But more about that later. First, we're up for one of the most famous architectural highlights of this town, Villa Tugendhat. Okay, to be honest, I don't know a thing about architecture. So seeing this from the street, I thought, well, yeah, that's a house. But actually it's very impressive. This is one of the pioneering prototypes of modern architecture, an icon of modernism. If you get the chance, a tour around the house is definitely a must-do around here.
The most important information about this main living area is about the load-bearing system. As you can see, these steel pillars, that's the only load-bearing system in this whole house. Then all the walls, they have no load-bearing function, and they are just like separating some parts of this room. He just decorated this interior with all those expensive rare materials, and maybe not only for me but also for you. This onyx wall is the main decoration of this inside area. And what's the specialty about this wall? Not even the architect had known about it before. It was a surprise for him and also for the family. It can be like lit up with a red color by the sunlight. Of course, also the price of this wall was crazy high. It was more or less 200,000 of Czechoslovakian crowns at that time. And to give you an example, you could build a house for 50,000.
This house was built in 1930. Unfortunately, the Tugendhat family only lived here till 1938. They were Jewish and they had to immigrate to Switzerland to save themselves. The house was used by the Gestapo and later by the Soviet army, who used it as horse stables. They destroyed the floor and lots of the interior. It took until the 80s before the villa was finally renovated for the first time. If you stumble upon St. James Church right in the middle of town, be ready to explore a whole different world. Because the local churchyard was within the city walls, it couldn't extend much, so graves were cleaned after a few years, to make space for new bodies. The human remains coming from the graves were moved down here.
There are around 50,000 people in here, and they only rediscovered this place in 2001. So actually really recently, so these people have been here for hundreds of years, just really silently.
Lots of people died from cholera, but also the 30 Years' War made an impact. Check out what you can see if you look very closely. Creepy, huh?
Alright, so final evening. And the question is, can you leave Czech Republic without tasting the beers? I'd say the answer is pretty obvious. The answer is no. No. Let's go. If you drink dark beer, they say you get bigger boobs. You get bigger boobs. Let's try if it works. I'm not gonna show you. Just trust me, it doesn't work.
With 1/3 of the population being students, Brno has some quirky nightlife to explore. Especially this secret little bar is more than just a bar. It's an experience.
So you choose your drink according to your personality and mood. The best way is just look at these objects and choose one that you like the most. And then under each one we have two choices, two different drinks.
It's crispy. How do you say there's a crisper in it? And it's like yogurt, but with alcohol. I can't explain it. It tastes good, but it's really weird.
And from the Super Panda Circus, we say our goodbyes. You will find a list of featured places down in the description box. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe. See you next time.